Hello and welcome to the 8th episode of Total Drama Multiverse. I think it's the 8th episode. It could be the 9th though, but I think it's the 8th. Yeah, it's the 8th. We'll be going over the 5th episode of the game show today, and we'll be having a lot of drama, despite the challenge actually not being that much of a drama maker like our past few have been. So let's just get right into it. I'd say the episode probably starts with Applejack sitting at the lunch table. Normally she's sitting with Ashley, but she's just sitting by herself, all sad. And in confessional, she starts to say how stupid she is for voting out Kissy. Now these three know, all three are pissed at her, and they're going to be targeting her. Like Ashley said, she doesn't play around with that because that's how she got eliminated at All-Stars. And she came up to Applejack after the challenge last time and told them they can be friends outside the game, but inside the game, she can't have someone so unreliable. So Applejack's are all sad, and Peter and Tails see her and go over. And since she knows if they lose and those three vote her, she's probably just going to get out. So she has to take their deal of finalizing an alliance, and Tails says he'll use his idol because it's been revealed at this point. Everybody on the island knows he has his idol that he can only play for other people on her at the next elimination ceremony that they go to, because Luz, Star, and Ashley are all dead set on taking her out. So that's how we're looking on the Riffid Ravens. Then over on the... Well, we'll get to the Crooked Crocs. We got some stuff going on here. But then on the Warped Weasels, we have Ezekiel is also pissed. And Ezekiel is pissed because the only two eliminations that his team has gone to, they've lost both of his friends. Actually, one of them, they didn't even go to elimination. He just lost one of his friends for getting kicked out. So he's pissed that his friends are all gone. And he's just sitting by himself, and Toph sits down. Toph can't see Zeke, or anybody for that matter, so she usually just sits by herself, not with the girls, because she doesn't want to draw attention to a potential cross-team alliance, even though that's already been shown. She's trying to just hope people forget about it, and for the most part, people do. Well, she sits down, and Ezekiel starts just venting, and Toph at first does not care, but she starts to feel bad for him about the whole part of him not being able to do anything he wants, just being stuck on an island, and then stuck in a containment cell. First stuck on a plane, then stuck on an island, then stuck in a containment cell for years, almost as long as Toph's been stuck just in her manner. So she starts to feel bad for him, and they start talking. And honestly, I feel like these two would get along pretty well. Because, of course, Zeke's not going to say anything sexist to her, because she has earthbending, so she's obviously stronger than him, so he wouldn't even think to say anything like that. Yeah, they start bonding. Meanwhile, obviously, these two are bonding, and these two are just bonding. Then we have the Crooked Crocs, where a lot of things are going to shake up. So far, what we've had for team dynamics has been these three have been in an alliance, while these three were also in an alliance, but then Jinx hacked Fritz into just being Captain Foxy, and that whole thing happened. So now it's kind of a 4v2. These two are kind of cooked. Well, I'm not going to... I will say this. After the challenge last time, where it's revealed what Dipper truly thought about everyone, Jax takes a liking to Dipper, and he congratulates him on being honest, even if it was just to the camera, after the challenge. And I think Dipper starts going like, yeah, obviously I called you the asshole, but all these people, and he just keeps going off now that Izuku isn't there, and none of these three are there either. Well, actually, he wouldn't have cared anyway, because he can't care right now. But he just keeps going off, and Jax is agreeing with him, and they actually end up bonding enough to where Jax agrees to a secret alliance with Dipper. So Jax and Dipper are now in a secret alliance, and their goal is to try to get Fritz back so that they can have Fritz on their alliance too. And then another thing that happened on this team is Monica, he's still aligned with Monica and Jinx right now, but he cares more about this alliance because he cares more about this guy. And also he just wants to hang with the guys on his team because a guy would probably want to hang with the guys and not just hang with the girls the whole time. Monica and Jinx bond a lot because they're both, like, insane. But I think Monica in confessional would say that after the whole thing with Izuku, she felt a very weird feeling that she had almost never felt before. Actually, she had never felt before. Not with what happened with Sayori or Yuri or Natsuki or the player. Nothing. She felt bad for him. And that was really weird for her. So she said she's going to chill out with the bullying a little bit. Not an alliance, not anything. She doesn't even tell Izuku that. But she goes over, and when she passes him, he's expecting her to say something or hit him, or something like that, and she doesn't do anything, and he's like, wow. And then later, she's like instead of calling him Deku, she starts just calling him Izuku again. So he's like, oh my goodness, this is perfect. So yeah, stuff's starting to change over here. But I guess that's pretty much it for the pre-challenge, which aka is just breakfast time, I guess. And this brings us to our challenge, which is... I forgot to put the challenge name, didn't I? I can do that in post. But which is 3-way Tug-O-War. Now, how this works is a rope will with 3 ends. I don't really know how that would work. Maybe it's tied with a knot. Maybe it's just from a different universe and it doesn't matter. But a rope with 3 ends will be pulled at one end by one random member of each team, respectively. The team who loses the most and gets the least amount of points is sent to elimination. If you pull it to your area, then you get a point for your team. And there is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. There's going to be 6 rounds. Let me get a random number generator, 1 through 6. So here's what's going to happen. I have a random number generator. Y'all can't see it, but obviously just trust me. I have a random number generator, and I'm going to randomly generate 1 for the Warped Weasels, then 1 for the Rifted Ravens, then 1 for the Crooked Crocs. And they're going to go ahead. I thought it would be a good idea to do a non-drama building challenge, because but my other one that I was going to do, which is like a relay race type thing, I'm going to have to save for next one, because this video is already coming out late, so yeah, and that's going to take a lot of work. So we're just doing this right now, a pretty simple one. This, by the way, is also suggested by Twin Bro Wolves, as well as that relay race one. So yeah, again, if you want to comment your own challenges, you can. But anyways, let's randomly number generate for the Warped Weasels. We got Ezekiel going. Ezekiel versus Star versus Monica. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's just like a 10-year-old girl, like a 16-year-old guy, and like an 18-year-old girl. I think Star obviously is not winning. I'm just going to keep her right here for now. I think she's not winning. Between Ezekiel and Monica, I would like to play into the fact of people not liking Ezekiel for saying something sexist, so I'm going to have Ezekiel win this one. Well, actually, I have to be realistic. Actually, realistically, yeah, even realistically, I think Ezekiel would probably be the winner here. It'd probably be closer, though. Star wouldn't stand a chance. So yeah. Then our next round is going to be Toph. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh wait, I need to make it 1 out of 5, don't I? Because there's only 5 people. Okay. It's going to be Marcy versus Spider-Man. Okay, Marcy's cooked. Versus Dipper. Okay, we don't even need to try with this one. Dipper and Marcy just both get cooked immediately, and that's a point for the Rifted Ravens. Then we have our next round, which is going to be 1 out of 4. I mean, there's not really much drama to say for this challenge, and I want this video to be a little shorter after the behemoth that was the last video. So, I also have to walk the dogs in like 30 minutes, so, yeah. So, we got, anyways, for this one, we got Scary Girl. Okay, that's a pretty powerful one. We got Applejack. That's not a pretty powerful one. And we got Deku. Again, freebie for the freaking... for the Warped Weasels, isn't it? 2. Then we will be led to... freaking... our last, 3 rounds? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, this is the right time to say this. Then, suddenly... Chris says that for these last 3 rounds to make it more interesting, every single win is worth 2 points. So, yeah, nobody's safe. So out of our 3 people here, which by the way, they have some heavy hitters, 3 for you, so it's Green Shadow. Then 2 for you, so it's Ashley. And then 3 for you, so it's Foxy. Green Shadow, I think, is more of a stealth person and has a ranged attack. I don't think she'd be particularly strong, considering she's literally made out of leaves. Ashley, I would say, is pretty strong. Definitely, when it comes to physical stats, the strongest on her team, outside of Spider-Man, obviously. But, I mean, she's not beating a freaking robot. I think Foxy easily wins this one. So that's going to be 2 points for the Crooked Crocs, which leads us to our next one, where out of the 2 people, Toph is going, Tails is going, and Jax is going. So... for this one, I think the obvious thing here is that physically, it's not gonna be a 10-year-old girl, because listen, she has her rock stuff, but nobody's allowed to use powers for this challenge. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but like Spider-Man can't use his webbing. Freaking anyone who has like some magic shit, magic stuff like freaking Star's wand, or Monica can't use like any glitching stuff, because she can glitch herself. She just can't glitch the whole world like she can when she was in the VR game a while ago. They can't use powers for this. This is raw strength, and because of that, I think I'm actually going to give this to Jax. He has some Toon Force. Obviously, if you can't turn it off, that's still fine. So I think Jax probably wins against a 10-year-old girl and a Fox kid, because Tails isn't particularly strong either. So that's actually going to bring y'all up to 4 points after selling. And sorry, okay, we're back. This leads to our last 3, which are In, Lose, and Jinx. And you might be wondering, how the hell is this fair? You have a murder robot, you have a psychopath that has killed countless people and is just insanely jacked, and you have the girl whose whole thing at this point of her character development is weak nerd arms. And she can't pull down a lever at this point in the show. So, here's how I'm going to bullshit this. Basically, the round starts, and it seems like everyone is about the same, surprisingly. And then Luz, lets it go forward, and they're like, okay, nobody's surprised. And then she yanks back, and In and Jinx both go flying, and they both, and she gets it way over the thing, and she wins. That everyone is shocked, including Chris, and Jinx is like, how did you do that? and or no, and she wouldn't. She'd probably just be cussing. And is like, "How did you do that?" And she says, "Well, Star just gave me a bunch of freaking strength buffs with her wand." And Jinx goes to freaking Chris and is like, "Well, that's not fair at all." And Chris is like, "All I said was that you can't use your powers on yourself while you're in the ring. I didn't say anything about that." And Luz is laughing her ass off, and Jinx is pissed that she lost to a 15-year-old girl. And yeah, and N's bummed out because even though they still win. And then they get second, and then this is the team that has to go to elimination. She's still just pissed about that. So this leads us to the post-challenge section. Let me get everybody back with their alliances. So that boom, 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 all that's good. By the way, Ashley's not just hanging out with these two. She's kind of just like having some alone time to think. And we got what? Boom, 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 boom. Alright, that's good. So up here, let me fix this real quick. We have, it's 2v2v2 right now. And they were able to get Trump out last time by aligning everybody here except Zeke. But this time, I think Toph is friends with Zeke, so obviously she doesn't want Zeke to get out. So what she does is she is able to convince Scary Girl, "Hey, you In didn't vote the way you voted last time, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, it kind of sucked. It still annoys me, but it's fine." And then Toph's able to convince her, "Well, you should still get some payback, right?" And Scary Girl Lauren's like, "I mean, what are you saying?" And Toph is like, "Well, I'm just saying Marcy and Green Shadow sound like good options for elimination tonight. Then the only good duo, because nobody knows about Toph and Ezekiel's friendship, and also she's like doing a good job of just not talking about the fact that these two are aligned with her. So she's like, then the only full duo will be y'all guys, and also I'll be chill, so y'all won't have to vote me out. So we can just do Green Shadow, then Marcy, then Ezekiel, and because Green Shadow is less of a help in challenges, because Marcy was the original vote last time, but they still recognize that Smarts is better than Stealth, and obviously Ezekiel, Toph, and Scary Girl are all brutes, and In's also probably just a brute. So they have 4 brutes. They need to cancel that out with Smarts. So they're gonna give Marcy one last chance, and they'll keep her in for a little longer. So this leads us to elimination, where right before elimination, Scary Girl is like, "Well, actually, I don't want to do a freaking tie vote because that would just look bad." So she goes and she comes clean to N, and N is like, "As long as we're chilling, then I don't really care." So it turns out N didn't actually care that much, and the 4 of them vote Green Shadow. The 2 of them vote Ezekiel, and Green Shadow is eliminated. Green Shadow takes out a card after. Oh wait, no, actually no. She taps Marcy on the shoulder, who is crying, by the way, and tells her to translate for her because they have their own way of communicating. And Marcy says that Green Shadow just hopes that anyone, or just can't believe that every non-human or humanoid is already out except Tails, and she's rooting for Tails and Marcy. And she hopes that if she ever does this again, it's not with so many of the same species, because this is kind of insane how they just discriminated. And everyone's like, oh, we didn't mean it like that. We're sorry. And she just rolls her eyes and leaves. So then we cut to the elimination chamber where Green Shadow is thrown in, and Peely is like, ah, crap, that's not who we wanted to get out from our team. We need to keep waiting. We don't have that much time. Trump's like, yeah. And Kissy and Elmo have just been chilling. They're not part of the plan. They're just chilling in that area where where everyone except Agent Peely is. And Agent Peely and Trump are just still with their plan. They're just waiting on a specific person to get eliminated, and then they can finally invoke it. But until then, they're kind of just cooked if that person doesn't get at it or voted out soon. So I'm not going to say who the person is, but yeah. Also, Chris has set a timer for the next 3 days, or not the next 3 days, but it'll end on the night of the next 3 people getting out. So once 3 more people, obviously these aren't the next 3. Well, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't want to spoil. But once there's 3 more people added to this, then they will. Then that's when Chris plans to kill Agent Peely, or as far as he knows, kill Agent Peely by throwing him into the 0 point. So yeah, that's going to be the episode. A bit of a shorter one, but mainly because I'm trying to speed run this a little bit, mainly because I did miss my upload and my upload time because I was busy and I have to walk the dogs. So I hope y'all can forgive me for that. But I will catch y'all in the next one, and goodbye.